Deborah Atkinson, host of the Flipping 50 TV show and the Flipping 50 podcast, and I am just post-workout. So by the way, so often I get asked by viewers, why do you have a visor on inside? So today I have a headband on. This is why I usually have a visor on. Enough said, 1980s called and it wants its headband back. So what I want to do is tell you I am just post-workout, but not just immediately post-workout. It is one of the #1 mistakes that I see so many women midlife, and let's say getting close to 50 or on the other side of 50 in their second half, do with their exercise. And they're doing all the right things, quote unquote. They're making the right lifestyle choices. They're exercising, doing strength training, doing some cardio intervals, but still not seeing as much result as they would love to see. So who knows that feeling, right? Let's see more results yesterday. Well, here's what's happening that you may not be aware of. After 50, and even more so if you're watching, you're after 60 or you're over 70 or getting close, we don't synthesize protein as well as we did when we were younger. Now, if you're active, you do synthesize protein better than somebody who's inactive. But if you're watching and you know you could stand to bump that activity level up just a little bit, or maybe more than that, it's really important that you discount a couple of ideas that you may have in your head. So first of all, we actually, as we age, need overall more protein because we don't synthesize as well. Post-exercise, you need to wait about an hour. So if I finished exercise about an hour ago, anytime between now and an hour from now, I'm in a sweet spot where I can replenish and my muscles are kind of like wide open. If you imagine sunflowers open waiting for rain, okay? That's what it's like. Your muscles are ripe, ready for taking on protein so that they can rebuild, repair, and get stronger. And really, you need to remember that process, the recovery, the rest is when you make progress. So long as you do rest and you have adequate calories and adequate protein. So two things super important. So how much is enough? Well, here's what one study said, that compared to younger adults who did fine with about 25 grams of protein post-exercise, older adults actually required about 40 grams of protein in their post-exercise meal between an hour and 2 hours after. And then their synthesis was much more comparable. So although you don't synthesize as well, we can change the level. So long as you have no real special conditions, there haven't been any real adverse effects shown to taking higher intake of protein. So if you're concerned about that, do check with your doctor before you do it. But otherwise, if you're apparently healthy and there's no other reason why you shouldn't take in more protein, those are the recommendations and what's been recently found. So how am I gonna do that? So I'm at about 65 minutes post-exercise. So I'm now in my sweet spot and I need to do it now as opposed to later because I'm in a hurry, like you. Maybe you have to exercise in the morning, get in the shower, get ready for work, then have your smoothie before you go out the door. Instead of finish exercise, smoothie, and shower, change your routine a little bit. You can still make it fit. So literally, I'm going to show you how resourceful I can be. So what I'm doing is using almost everything I have to my benefit and cleaning out my refrigerator because it is almost that time when the cupboard is bare. You know that time? So I'm going to put a scoop of vanilla protein powder in, and this is my Girls Gone Paleo, and I'm going to put a scoop of collagen protein here. So that's going to add a little bit more to bump my protein content up. I'm also putting in some dried coconut milk because I have no liquid milk. So I keep one of these on the cupboard shelf, either for traveling or for this last minute, I'm totally out, I have nothing. So I'm gonna add some frozen mixed berries, not because that was my choice, but because that's all that there is. And you kind of get the theme here, right? I'm gonna add a little water. So this is actually gonna mix with my coconut milk powder. So instead of mixing in advance, what helps the coconut powder mix easily is putting it in hot water. So as long as I'm putting it in here, my magic Nutribullet can do everything, including mix this right in. This is maca. So this is a little secret ingredient. Twofold. If you've heard the podcast on Flipping 50 that I did with Dr. Jolene Brighton, Valentine's Week 2017, go and listen to it if you haven't. I've done maca powder for a long time as an endurance athlete, somebody who really loves long endurance activity because it's great for stamina and endurance. Definitely has helped me, and I've noticed. She also gave it a plug while we were talking. Not only said you're doing something great, but here's what else maca does. It's known to help balance hormones. It's called an adaptogen, which means if my cortisol level is high, maca is gonna help me reduce it. If I don't need it, maca isn't gonna hurt or do any harm, but it's definitely still potentially gonna help with the stamina and the endurance. So that, if you've got issues with hormones, kind of don't know what they are, you just know you don't quite feel right and maybe feel a little bit stressed, maca is your go-to. I like it because it's just got a unique taste and smell. So it's a little bit like vanilla, and that's not exactly like it, but that's a little indication of what it's like. I'm gonna grab some cinnamon here. So I love to use vanilla protein powder with it. It goes with chocolate, it'll go with anything. I'm gonna add just a little bit of cinnamon because remember I'm post-exercise, and that's gonna be great for helping reduce any inflammation that's caused during exercise. And know this, your body likes to be on the couch, so any exercise does cause just a little inflammation and you need to recover. For the same reason, I'm gonna add avocado. Don't you just love the look of avocado? It's healthy. It just looks healthy. So you know it's great. So it's got those great omega fats that are gonna go into you. I'm gonna add just a touch more water just to make sure that that blends well. And I don't wanna get stuck. So if you don't have quite enough liquid, it's not gonna mix up really easily. And I don't know about you, but I get impatient. So this Nutribullet does things in seconds, and yet for some reason now I've gotten spoiled, and so it's like I went seconds less, right? So I'm gonna mix all this up. Ready, here we go. Amount of water, or milk as it is. So I'm going to taste this here. I'll give it the taste test on camera. Perfect. So you notice I didn't add anything extra in terms of sweetener. My Girls Gone Paleo mix has a little bit of stevia in the mix. The berries are going to add some sugar, and the coconut milk has just a small amount of naturally sweetened taste to it. So all of that plus the cinnamon makes it just perfect as is. Now I'm priming my muscles, not just from this workout, but to recover so that my next workout is better. And that is your recovery smoothie tip for today.